everyday people, and we just come together and form relationships with one another based on a common idea that, you know what, I think Jesus really is the Christ. I think he is who he says he is. So that's kind of the entire vision of the church in a nutshell. Just folks coming together and considering that idea. So how is it that we do this? Why is it that we do this? Well, I believe that churches are the number one tool for evangelism. What that means is for bringing people into just the knowledge that there is a God, that there's somebody that's looking out for them, that cares about them. And I think that planting churches is the best way to do that. Now, we have 8 key characteristics that we're going to take a look at, and they kind of describe what it is that we do and how we do it. The first one is empowering leadership. And what that means is I'm not the chief. The pastor is not the one that is responsible for the day-to-day operations, that says we're going to do this and this is the way it's going to be. I'm just the one that's here to help you be the best leader you can be. My job is really to help Christians develop in the gifts that God has already put within them and to give them a platform to use those gifts. So, empowering leadership. Number 2 is gift-oriented ministry. Gift-oriented ministry. And what this is the quality and the conviction that God has already picked out who he wants to do what. We believe that God has placed gifts within each person, unique talents, unique skills, a unique background, a unique history, and that background is what God is going to use within the church. So it's a gift-oriented ministry. So what that also means is we're not going to start a ministry just because we want to start it. If we don't have anybody that thinks it's valuable or that wants to be a part of it, then guess what? We're not going to do it. So one example is youth ministry. I really, in my heart, have a strong desire for youth ministry and for kids ministry. So that means if I have to do it myself, it's going to happen here. But if there was nobody that wanted to do it, it's not something we would have. And that's just kind of what gift-oriented ministry means. Number 3, passionate spirituality. What is passionate spirituality? That is basically people that enjoy what they're doing. It's authentic spirituality. It's not something that we muster up a show or a demeanor we put on to say, yeah, we're pious in church. But it's actually authentic. It's fire, it's excitement, it's joy, it's commitment, it's enthusiastic. So passionate spirituality. In my studies about planting churches, one thing I found is that churches who have this element are healthy. When the people actually want to read the Bible, when they want to come to Bible study, when they want to sing the songs that we play, when they actually want to pray, those sort of things are what define passionate spirituality for us. And I still have a little feedback coming in up here, so if you just bring the name down for me just a bit. Okay, let's see. I think that killed the ring for me. Thank you. So number 4, functional structures. Functional structures. What that means is the way that we set up the church is going to be functional. So the youth pastor is not going to start his day at 8 a.m. He's going to come in at 2 or 3 when kids get out of school. It doesn't make sense to have a youth pastor here when the kids are somewhere else. We want them with the kids interacting. Or a music pastor that doesn't play the piano. That doesn't really make sense, right? So we're going to have functional structures. And what that means for us is if something is not working, we'll change it. If we don't like the way, the flow is, we'll change it. The cool thing about this stage of ministry is you really get to be a part of dictating just how we do things. This is not just my vision. My vision is to plant a life-giving church in Las Vegas, but it's you guys that get to say, this is what that looks like. This is how this is going to be structured. So whatever doesn't measure up to something that we think is working, something we can get rid of. Number 5, inspiring worship. I really like this one because if you come and you don't have fun, why did you come? It's kind of how I think about it. If you don't enjoy the music or if you don't get something that you can apply in your life and the message, you really just wasted an hour out of your day. Instead, I want it to be the opposite. I want it to leave you inspired, saying, you know what, this week I'm going to do that, and my life is going to be better because of it. Or I'm going to, he said, you know, try this. I'll see if that really works. So I want you to feel inspired to be better, to be bigger, to do more, to be greater. And also inspired to say, you know what? I want to know this God that he keeps talking about. I want to know this unconditional love, this relentless pursuit of the Father after me that he talks about. So inspiring worship, that's something that's very important to us. And worship is not just the songs. It's not just the service. Worship really is our entire life. Something that I find a lot of church folk, for lack of a better term, but a lot of church folks do is they segment their life. So on this day, I go to church. The rest of the week is my week. You know, or I'm listening to gospel music, so right now I'm, you know, holy. The rest of the time I do what I want to do. I really want to connect those dots because God is with us all the time. He's always there. He wants our total being. It's not just, you know, give him a piece of your life or make him first in your life. It really is. God is your life. And it's kind of a cool relationship and a give and a give relationship. Not a give take, but you give and he gives too. So, inspiring worship. Number 6, holistic small groups. What does that mean? What it means is a total person involvement. So, not just small groups that are going to tackle Bible study, but these are groups where you can get together and say, hey, I'm having problems with my kids. How do I fix it? Or, you know what? My kids moved out. I feel lonely now. How do I deal with this? So, groups that are people like you that are going to be able to add value, but also groups where you can express your gifts. So the cool thing about our ministry here is we really believe that the gifts of the Spirit are in operation. What that means is we believe in prophecy, people getting a word of knowledge, knowing something about you that God gave them that they had no other way of knowing. But we also want to give you a place to practice that. So small groups is going to be a good opportunity to really be able to express those gifts that are within you. Also, it's expressing the life of God outside of the church building. We think that it's important to gather here. Obviously, that's why we have it, right? But we also think that it's very important to gather outside of the building. Are you getting together with people and it's not just for a church function? So that's what we mean by holistic small groups. Number 7, need-oriented evangelism. What does that look like? It means we share the gospel in a way that meets the questions and the needs of non-Christians. Who'd have thunk, right? The church is not built for Christians. Of course, we are the church, but our purpose is not just for us. It's for people that don't know us, that don't know our God, that maybe haven't experienced the life that we've experienced. So need-oriented evangelism is strategic, and what it does is it connects the disconnected to the passion of our church. And our passion is reaching those who don't know. Number 8, loving relationships. What does that mean? Loving relationships is, hey, are we getting together and we're not just doing it because we are part of the church, but we actually like each other. You know, I want to hang out with these people. I want to do something. I want to have some fun. Let's go bowling. Let's go to the movies. Let's go hang out at the park. Let's go to the mountains. I love Vegas because we have so much to do. You can go to the lake. You can go to the mountains. You can go to the strip. It's just tons of things to do. So let's do it together. And those are how those loving relationships are really formed. So I want to just take a pause here, and there's a video that I want to take a look at. And this is going to bring us into our, what I call the 1, 2, 3 challenge. You guys ready?